Hi, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend and I hope you're staying safe at home. Well, when it comes to our lifestyle, we're constantly chasing the right foods to eat. We're looking at the right exercise programs. We're sleeping well. We're looking after our stress levels. Today, I want to talk about the health of your spine. You know the amount of people who have lower back problems, cervical problems, you have migraines, you have sciatica, you have pinched nerves, burning sensations below the soles of your feet, knee problems, and all of these things. We treat them in isolation. We look at a knee problem and we immediately say go in for a knee replacement or start upping your vitamin D3 or do flexibility training and all of these things. That's all good. But we need to understand today our spine. The health of our spine is dependent on every single action in the human body. So if I ask you to wiggle your toes right now, you cannot do it if you don't have proper spinal health. It'll be very difficult for you to do it. So when people go through lower paralytic attacks in the human body, when all of a sudden they have numbness in their feet or in their toes, we have to also look at the health of your spine. What is the function of the spine? Your spine houses your spinal cord. Your spinal cord is a collection of nerves, chemical messengers, all pass through this. So you got to think of it as a collection of electric wires. If these electrical wires are compressed, if they don't work the right way, they cannot send electricity from the start point to the end point. So if I have to tell you, wiggle your toes right now, you hear the message, your neurotransmitters translate that, there's neurotic activity, your neurons fire, and the chemical messengers carry that message of move your toes or wiggle your toes to your toes in nanoseconds, allowing you to perform the function. If you didn't have a spinal cord or it was broken, you wouldn't be able to do that. So that's why when you look at accident victims and stuff, usually the paramedics ask the patient, if he's conscious, can you wiggle your toes? Because if the patient can, they know that there is no broken spine. But if he can't wiggle his toes or there is no movement, you know that the spine is broken and they require a separate, a particular way to lift you up. How do we look after our spine? Because every day we are damaging it in some way or the other. Simple example, if I ask you right now, if you are unable to touch your toes without pushing yourself into that, you should be able to easily and flexibly touch your toes. If you can't, you already know that your spine in some way is aging and possibly even degenerating. Most of us who are born with healthy spines allows us a complete movement. We should be able to do a forward bend and touch our toes without a problem. If not, we know that we lack flexibility in the spine. And you may be 15, you may be 20, you may be 30, you may be 60, but you know that your spinal flexibility and health isn't that good. Sometimes we can't touch our toes because our calf muscles are tight, or our knees are tight, or our hamstrings and our quads. But we need to look at our spine. So the first function is it houses your spinal cord. Without your spinal cord, your brain will not be able to communicate with every single part of your body. Number two, your spine allows you to maintain your posture. It allows for balance. So without our spine, we would not be able to support our own body weight and our posture, and everything changes post that. And we wouldn't be able to have flexibility. So without a spine, we wouldn't be able to really move. And that's why people who have spinal cord injuries or they have broken spines are usually in bed. Until the surgery is done, some of them are completely bedridden, accident victims, etc. Now, you may think, what does this have to do with me? Everything. The more you sit, the more you have to invest in the health of your spine. Please understand that. What is the biggest problem we have today? Lower back problems, sciatica, pinched nerves. Like I said, just think your spinal cord is within your spine. If our spine is compressed because of our posture, because we're sitting too long, because we're sleeping the wrong way, or we're sitting in bed and studying, we're lying down in bed and we're studying, all of this puts compression on our spinal cord. It causes pinched nerves. Pinched nerves affects the communication between our brain and every single muscle or neuron in the human body. Okay, so all of this is effective. So today we have a sciatica problem, we run to a physiotherapist. I don't have an issue with that. But if you're not addressing the root cause, your posture, how long you sit, what are certain exercises that you can do to basically keep your spine healthy, you're going to run all the time to physiotherapists. Okay, so let's jump right in and see what we can do. Your spinal cord starts at the base of your neck and ends at your pelvis. Today, a lot of people who have high headaches and migraines have an issue with the flexibility in your spine. I remember a couple of years ago, I had a lady who came to me. She had been to every single doctor for her migraine and her headaches and all of that stuff. And just while she was sitting with me, her posture was like this all the time. So we put her through a couple of yoga asanas and we said, just practice this. Don't do anything else. Improve your posture. Within 18 days, she said, this is the first time in my life I've not got a single migraine. So yes, migraines can be caused by constipation, a whole load of other stuff. But if your spinal cord isn't healthy, if your spine isn't healthy, what happens is it pulls on every single nerve that you have in your neck, in your cranial region, leading to a migraine for some people, a headache for some people, tightness in the entire upper neck as well. So always address the root cause of the problem. If you don't have flexibility, you have a buildup of lactic acid. If you have a buildup of lactic acid, you have more body stiffness, which makes you compensate. A stronger muscle compensates for a weaker muscle. But we should be able to make the weaker muscles stronger so that the body lives in balance. So number one, if you're sitting more, you got to stretch more. You got to take short breaks and get up, stretch, touch your toes, look up, move your neck rotations. What we're going to do after this, I'm going to have one of our yoga specialists post 5 of our top asanas that will help you, especially if you sit, and it takes you less than 30 seconds to do these asanas. If you're able to do them, you make your spine stronger automatically. If you're not doing that, you're going to have more and more problems. After a while, there reaches a point where even medicines and painkillers will not work for you. Why do you want to reach to that point? Why do you want to reach and push your body to extremes? If there's something you can do, you want to do it right now. You want to invest in your body. Your weight, look after your weight. Think about it, okay? Your body is designed to carry a particular amount of weight. If you are overweight, you have your knees bearing the burden, you have different muscles and your spine. One of the functions of the spine is to support your body weight. So if you're overweight, your spine is working in overdrive. And that's why people who are overweight, their postures are all over the place. They can't even sit in a chair with the right posture, because their spine is unable to deal with the weight all the time. So over time, that's happening every second of the day. Multiply that into hours and days. You can see how you are shortening your lifespan of your own spine. How are you going to be when you're 30, 40, 50, 60? You want a strong spine for a good quality life. If you can age gracefully, you need to have a strong spine. You are as old as your spine is. Let me put it that way. So if you're young today and you have no flexibility in your spine, you want to start changing that right now, because the quality of your life is dependent on the health and flexibility of your spine. So weight is one. 2, if you're dehydrated, you're causing a lot of issues with your spine. Everything is water. 70 to 80% of your spine is water. So if you dehydrate, you affect the health of your spine. Number D3, vitamin D3. 1 in 2 people are deficient in vitamin D3. You need D3 for a strong spine. You need the right amount of calcium, the right amount of omega-3, the right amount of magnesium, and even vitamin K2. Because without vitamin K2, your bone matrix becomes weaker and weaker. So please understand, when it comes to your diet, we're looking at a balanced diet. Green leafy vegetables, your fruits, your nuts, your seeds, your legumes, your lentils, and your protein. All of this is necessary. We don't have to have extreme diets for a healthy spine. More than your diet is the exercise and movement that you do. Listen to your body. So when you're sitting too long and you start getting those little pains and pins and needles under your feet, or you start feeling stiffness in your back, your body's telling you, I can't be in this position longer. Get up, do your asana, stretch, walk around, listen to your body. A lot of people think more exercise means more weight. I can't tell you how many people work out extensively and have more injury. There are so many people today who are messing up their backs because they do something called ego lifting in the gyms. They look around, they see who's lifting heavy, and then all of a sudden they go and they try to beat that. Never ego lift. You will destroy your health. I know so many bodybuilders and normal day-to-day people who have messed up their spines because of ego lifting. Progress with your lifting. The same way you're supposed to progress in yoga. Everyone goes and asks their yoga teacher, teach me how to do a headstand or a handstand. No. First, strengthen every muscle, cartilage, joint in your body, and there are certain asanas that lead you into doing a healthy headstand without destroying your neck and your back. The same thing when you get into a gym. You need to progress. You need to make smaller muscles stronger before you put more load and progression on your larger muscles. So no ego lifting, train the right way. Wrong form will damage you and sometimes permanently damage you. There are people who can never lift weights again because of the destruction of their spine, because of wrong form and too much of training. The more you train, you have to understand every movement requires your spine to work. If you don't rest your spine, if you don't help your spine recover through proper rest and sleep, you're going to be prone to more and more injury. Working out 7 days a week in the gym, you're just killing your spine. The best trainers and the best bodybuilders and the people with the best body will tell you, work out one day, relax the next day, recover. Your body has to recover so then the third day, you're more productive and you can progress with your workout. Do not destroy your spine. Start off with baby steps. Safety first. A lot of people who have Crohn's disease, IBS, gut issues should understand that they're not absorbing nutrients. So it is so important for you, besides the medication that you take for Crohn's and IBS and everything else, you need to address the root cause of your problems. Constipation, diarrhea, acidity, bloating. If you don't address the root cause, you will not absorb nutrition, and that's when the spine and your bones get weaker and weaker. Most people have weak bones and osteoporosis today, not because they lack calcium, it's because they're acidic. The more acidic you are, the more calcium and D3 gets leached from your bones and your spine, leading to early age osteoporosis in adults as young as 28, 30, 35 today. So we need to understand it's not about calcium and D3 alone. You need that. But you also need to make sure that you're not acidic. So especially when you have a gut problem, you want to fix that gut problem right away. Now, when it comes to any exercise move or yoga asanas, you want to make sure that you follow a concept. Any exercise or an asana should work on your flexion. It should work on extension, it should work on rotation, it should work on actual extension and side movements like side bends and side twists. So like your lifestyle and your diet has to be holistic, so should your exercise program and your yoga program. Your yoga asanas have to tackle all of these movements: flexion, rotation, extension, actual extension, and side bends. When you start training asanas in this way, you develop your body holistically. Your spine gets stronger, your cartilages, your joints, your muscles, everything. Just don't do asanas for the sake of doing it. Do it with an intention, with a vision which is holistic and enables your spine to get stronger and stronger. So that's about it. A yoga expert from my team will now post about 5 or 6 or 7 asanas, and probably she'll even do a video and upload that video in about a day, so you can watch the video and start doing it. Like every 1 hour, I do about 4 asanas. It takes me less than a minute, but it keeps your spine straight and your posture. So today, look at your posture. Look at half the teenagers and all of these people, the way they sit. By looking at the way they sit, you can predict how their lives are going to be when it comes to their health, their back pain, and all of that stuff. Today, the cool thing is everyone has a physio, and they talk about in society, oh, I have a physio. Oh, I have a shrink. Oh, I have... It just speaks volumes. Some people genuinely need it. The other people, it's just a fad. The more you exercise should result in less injury, not more injury. If you're working out and getting more injured, you have a problem with the way you're working out, your trainer, or your nutrition, or your recovery. So it's not cool to get more injured. Okay, if you're working out, you should be getting stronger and less injured. You want to look after your spine, I promise you, because we deal with aging people all the time, and you can have all the money in the world in your bank account, you can have status in society, but at the end of the day, if you live with pain, if you don't have quality of life, money cannot buy you any more comfort. Let me be very honest with you. So look after your spine. Learn to sit with the right posture. Learn to move with the right posture. Half the people do yoga as a to-do list. Oh, I did yoga today, to-do list, tick off. I did chanting today, to-do list, tick off. But they don't practice it in your day. The asanas that you do, practice it. The posture that you learn in that 1 hour yoga class, you must use it. If you don't use it, your yoga class was a waste of time. If you don't learn what you use out of meditation and chanting and pranayama, and when you're in a stressful situation, you're not practicing that breathing or that calm, your 1 hour of that class was a waste of time. So let's understand, what you learn, you must practice. What you learn, you must let it slip into your daily life. And that is where you can say you are evolving and you are progressing. So have a good day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and sleep deep and breathe deep. When you see your child sitting with the wrong posture, correct them. When you find yourself sitting with the wrong posture, correct yourself. That is the only way you will improve. It is not cool working in a posture like this. So even the way you sit in front of your laptop, your angle, the way you hold your phone, everyone's holding their phone like this. What are you doing? Putting pressure on your cervical and your spine. You need to be looking at the phone this way. These small things make a big difference because guess what? You're engaged in that action literally throughout the day. Throughout the day. And that's why we have more physiotherapy and all of this stuff happening today. It's good. We need it. But it shouldn't be a band-aid approach because you cannot correct your lifestyle. Have a great day, everyone.